Welcome back to Better Living. I'm here with Aubrey from the Toledo City Papers. And of course, that's not the only publication. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. We have 6 total. But here in Toledo, we focus primarily on the Toledo City Paper, the Toledo Parent, and now we own and operate Living News, which used to be called Mature Living.
All right. So you kind of hit all segments of the population
right, from
there.
the cradle to the grave.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
Well, let's talk about, last time you were here, we talked about the best of Toledo. For somebody who maybe just moved to the community and don't know what that is, first let's talk about that competition. Yeah,
the last time we were here, we were talking about how you could vote. So the voting's done, and what we've done here is tallied up all the votes, close to 7,000. Took a while, I assure you, and this announces the best, this, that, and the other, and not on an A, B, C, D format. It is a fill-in-the-blank format. So people had to vote for their first 30 favorite categories, nominating who they think should win, and then, like I said, we tally that up over about a month. And here we go. On February 25th, next Wednesday, we'll be announcing those winners. So we're excited.
I think there are not only probably a lot of just people who voted that want to see, but there are probably a fair amount of businesses that would like to know if they were named best of.
Absolutely. I'll get a lot of calls here over the next week asking if they won. We try to keep it a secret. Some know, some don't. But on the 25th, they all get to share, with their followers on Facebook or wherever that they won, and they'll find out on that 25th issue, which is kind of cool. So it's a surprise to everybody. Yeah,
and it's fun. I think that's a lot of fun, and it's good recognition. It's one thing if, you are the lowest price something and you have that recognition, but when you're being voted on by not only your peers, not your peers really, I'm guessing that, I wouldn't vote on a different TV station. So.
Right, yeah, right. I mean, obviously, people vote for themselves, that's part of it, but this is cool because it really showcases these companies' favorite people, the people that love and respect these industries. So they vote for their favorite bar, their favorite doctor, their favorite church even, favorite this, that, and the other. And so it is our readers taking the time to pick up our publication, go online, whatever it is, and nominate who they think are the best. So that's
something
cool.
They're definitely invested in, that's for sure. Why'd you guys start, because this has been going on for several years.
Over 10 years,
right? So why did you start the Best of Toledo competition?
We really try to focus on being a positive source for Toledo, and there's all kinds of things you can say that might be negative, but here you have an opportunity to showcase what is great about this town. And I didn't start it 10 years ago. Our publishers, Mark and Colette Jacobs, did. They started the whole publication, I guess, in '97. But this is something that happens in other markets around the country. The Free Press there takes the opportunity to really do what they do best, and that's feature local industry. And here it is, 10 years later, it's become a huge event. And we will have an event for this a week afterwards on March 6th to celebrate the winners. They'll all come out and get the party and get their award and have a good time.
That's a lot of fun. I think that's something that the Toledo City Paper does a good job of, is highlighting things in our community. And we were just talking about Juke Mode because I got those shirts. There are lots of entrepreneurs, people who are starting things and starting things that are unique, really. Not just, it's not cookie cutter franchise things.
Yeah, Toledo's such a great place to start a company. I mean, it's not expensive to be here. Obviously, there's costs, and any owner will tell you it is. But, I mean, there's so many opportunities that are happening with this town. And in fact, this Toledo Grows, which is our issue that's out right now, talks about how farming has become a way for Toledo to rebuild itself by growing agriculture in our local communities, using what we have available in downtown Toledo to create a fresh, good, organic food source for us to enjoy here in Toledo. And obviously that helps build restaurants, that helps build the economy, and it puts something good on your plate that you can eat too, that's local.
Absolutely, and it is unique, I mean, because it is about urban gardening.
Right. I think it's a movement that's happening from all over the country. It's something that's working in Detroit, it's working in Nashville, and I'm glad that Toledo has jumped on that bandwagon, that wave, and I was trying to make another outlet for us to be known in the community, known in the country.
Right. So. I do think it makes it, I mean, it is a progressive city. I know people say it's conservative. It's very conservative, but it is somewhat progressive in that there are unique things like that that make our town have a bigger city feel than it really is.
Sure. I just moved here 4.5 years ago. I know you're.
I've been here a year. No, well, not even quite a year yet.
Right. Over the past 4.5 years, you can ask John and Jump Mode and a few other people. I mean, there's a lot of growth happening with Toledo. There is an excitement in the air that many people haven't seen before. I know it's new to me, but it's really great what's happening with this market with Toledo in itself. From the hipsters to the local restaurants to giant industries like ProMedica who are coming into Toledo and helping reshape and rebuild this town. So it's really awe-inspiring.
I think it's sometimes good for those of us who haven't been here as long to point out some of the things that we see, because if you grew up here, you maybe don't see it. I've told several people, and in fact, just on the phone yesterday, I was telling somebody that I know from a previous life. They said, well, how do you like Toledo? I said, this guy owns a restaurant. And I said, the thing I have found about the food is that there are so many locally owned restaurants that are not franchises. And the town I had come from is full of franchises. So to me, that's something that's really unique and great opportunity. I can go eat out because I don't cook. I can go eat out, and it's not a franchise. It's at all these locally owned places.
A lot of local pride here. A lot of really great restaurants, and obviously we'll mention some with the best of Toledo. But so many very unique and cool and interesting things that you can find in Toledo that a lot of people wouldn't even expect. But there they are. You can just about turn any corner and there's going to be a fantastic restaurant to go check out. So now they have local food grown here in Toledo as well. So that's cool
even better. Well, we're going to talk more about what's coming up in the Toledo City Paper and their other publications. Stick with us. We'll be right back on Better Living. Welcome back to Better Living. I'm here with Aubrey from the City Papers. We've been talking about the best of Toledo. The competition has wrapped up. All the votes were cast and they have been tallied. And he's not telling me. Perhaps he's heard that I can't keep a secret. You know who the best of are in all those categories. Let's remind people when the publication comes out and then about the big event.
Yeah, so we will announce all the winners of the Best of Toledo here on February 25th. That's next Wednesday. So we'll hit the streets first thing in the morning on Wednesday, and everyone will get to see who won, who they voted for if they won. And then on March 6th, we'll do a big celebration at Premier Banquet Hall over by Stranahan to celebrate those winners. And this is a party. It is, I guess if you want to compare it, the Grammys meets MTV Music Awards or something. A lot of fun. Anyone can come out though, so it's an opportunity to meet those winners, the people you voted for, like I said. But obviously it's a lot of the winners coming out and accepting their award, accepting their plaque, and they want to party.
They've earned it.
Right, and it's been with the weather being like this, I guess this is their first chance to get out of the house and celebrate. So.
That's true. If somebody does want to come to that event, do they need to get tickets beforehand?
We prefer that you get tickets beforehand. This is Toledo though, no one does. But it's, like I said, March 6th. Doors open at 6:30. We'll start the award ceremony around 7. Tickets are $35, but they include live music, they include a swag bag, whatever you want to call it these days, and then it includes food too. So that's kind of a cool element. Food provided by Premier Banquet Hall, which is fantastic.
It'd be a nice night out. Let's start a new trend in Toledo where we all get tickets beforehand.
Absolutely. That'd be great, Toledo. I would really appreciate that.
That'd help Aubrey out a little bit with his party planning, because as he's discussed with me, he's not much of a party planner. So.
And the theme of it, so if anyone wants to dress up, it's making waves. So very nautical-like theme. Think, I guess, Gilligan's Island and the Love Boat. But I couldn't do this without mentioning our sponsors too. This is a huge event, like I said, and we're very thankful to the University of Toledo for being a big supporter of Toledo as a whole, but also what we're trying to do here. Buckeye Telesystems has been a big part of it, Yingling Light Lager, and trust me, there'll be plenty of Yingling Light there. We have Allegiant Air and the Toledo Port Authority. We're going to be announcing the winners of the free trip to to Florida for 2. So we
because if you voted
exactly
and you voted in as many at least 30 categories like you were supposed to, then you were entered in this contest to win a trip.
When I called, we did this last year when I called and we were like, really? You guys are actually doing that? Yes, absolutely. So I'll be announcing that winner here soon directly, but we'll make sure that they get out to the party too.
And where is it that they fly to?
They get to choose any one of the 3 locations in Florida. They actually fly you to Orlando, Tampa, and 1 or 2 other locations down there. It's warm. Who cares? Just get down there.
I went once on Allegiant to Punta Gorda.
Right, that's
when they
one
opened. When they opened their new airport, then, you know, darn it, I had to go do a story down there. It was heartbreaking to me. Yes, it was the middle of the winter, and it was warm there. It was, sometimes life is really rough. I stayed in a really nice hotel, and it. Yeah.
Well, I'll have a talk with them about that.
Yes, please don't let them do that ever again, unless they want to send me. Then I'm good to go. Let's talk about what's coming up in the Toledo City Papers. You have, I was just flipping through it during the break, this current edition, and you have stuff that's in there every time, like book notes, theater notes, film notes, entertainment, you know, what's coming up, which I find to be really helpful as somebody who is newer to the community.
So, you know, all of our issues have a guide. The Toledo area parents' next issue is Child Care Preschool Guide. So if you're looking for the right place to send your kids, that's a great place to start. But the City Papers' next 2 issues after this are going to be really cool. We start our sandwich challenge. So local restaurants can create their best sandwich creations, and then we're going to showcase that, and the winner gets a little, you know, award. But that'll take 3 issues. But the March 25th issue is going to be women-owned businesses. So we're doing a key feature on all of the organizations, businesses, companies, restaurants in Toledo that are owned by women, and making waves, if you will, in Toledo as well. So that's kind of a cool issue.
That's really cool.
Did that for the first time last year, and it was a huge success, and so we're excited to do it again this year.
I think that's great, and that, again, you're highlighting good things that are happening here, but that's a good trend that, as a female, I like, that there are more and more female-owned, women-owned businesses.
And we absolutely want to showcase that. I mean, there's a lot of great companies managed, owned, operated by women here in Toledo, and our publisher, the person who started the Toledo Parent and Toledo City Paper, is Colette Jacobs, and so she fits into that category as well.
That's fantastic. Now let's go back to the sandwich challenge.
Yeah, I know,
because do you need a judge for that?
It is once again, we're taking votes from the community. We want them to go out and try the sandwiches at each one of these locations. So it's a benefit to not only the owner who has the sandwich, but also the reader who wants to try a great sandwich. How could it not be? And then they will do this completely online. They will fill out a ballot picking their favorite sandwich place, depending on who's featured in that. So I
think these kind of contests are great because you tend to then get really unusual, creative sandwiches.
We hope so.
I one time saw, well, and it's now a regular on a lot of menus, but when they first did the peanut butter on a hamburger thing.
We have a whole event based on that.
I have to try things like that because it's just so unique, and I got to tell you, I enjoy the peanut butter on a hamburger.
I had no idea how many ways you could do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich until I saw this. That's something that happens, I guess, maybe March. There's the peanut butter and jelly tasting where everyone showcases 1,000 different ways to use peanut butter and jelly. I had no idea, but that's a cool event too that Toledo hosts. I'm not sure if other people do that, but I know we do it here in Toledo.
I'm just telling you, all I need is the jar and a spoon,
that's all
and I'm good to go. Forget the sandwich, just give me that. All right, let's tell people where they can get both City Papers and the Toledo Parent Magazine.
Absolutely. The City Paper, you'll find it just about at any restaurant in and around Toledo, event-specific places, the Stranahan, TMA, other places like that. Event centers, sorted places all over the area. Toledo area Parent you're going to find in the same areas, but not so much bars. You'll find it in all the schools, all the daycares, all the churches, doctor's offices, and you know, family restaurants and stuff like that. So whether you're a parent or just looking for something to do in Toledo, we try to showcase that. And mature living, same thing. And those same types of places. But there you go. So let's break down.
We'll get your copy of the City Paper so you can read all about that urban food growing in downtown. And then get that Toledo Parent next month because everybody needs help finding those preschools. That's for sure. When you're a parent, that's a big decision. We'll be right back on Better Living.